With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And how much fun is it to watch Howie Long play defense? He spent his entire Hall of Fame career with the Raiders, initially playing for Coach Madden, and won a Super Bowl ring with the Raiders as well.
That's Super Bowl 18 over the Redskins, and I think Coach Madden was actually in the booth for that. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Just get it in, man.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in one.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. This is Melvin Gordon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs. Able to improvise and get the first. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd down now, it's Gordon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Here we go. Here we go.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Big series right here. We got to step it up.
This is Gordon. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
First down, Lions on a pickup of 13. The 4-time Pro Bowler Herman Moore, his first grab of the game.
Led the league in receptions twice. And just think about, he was the game plan. When you had to line up against Detroit, circle him, find a way to stop him, and rarely did teams get that done.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Running right, it's a handoff to Gordon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay. On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. We're scoreless after one. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it second down and 12. On second and 12, Luck. Over the middle, complete. That's Holt. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. They're no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit, and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up second and 9. On second and 9. Jackson flushed, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Jackson. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted.
What the fuck are you doing today, Black?
It's Desmond Trufant. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there. On the score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll fake it. Now Luck.
You ain't going nowhere.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Ryan Shazier got in that time. The first-round pick of 2014.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52. 11. Hey, wahoo!
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Third and long, it's Luck. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant to the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
50's the mic. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Hey, Delta. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Here we go on fourth. Luck. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Tillman. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Well, Charles, taking a step back for a second, let's look at the undefeated teams still left in the NFL. We got New England, KC, they're 4-0, and then San Fran, they were open last week. They didn't have a game, so they're still at 3-0. We only have 3 teams left.
And they had the easiest path, not just because they had the open week, but how about New England getting challenged by Buffalo? Yes, they were on the road, but you don't often think of Buffalo as a team to really press New England. They did. And Kansas City, they got a heck of a test in Detroit. Had to score with 20 seconds left on the clock to win that game. So both of them remained undefeated, but not without struggles.
That's the interesting thing about Buffalo. I think we learned more about them in their 1 loss this year than we have in their 3 victories.
I think we would say the same thing about Kansas City because of how they got pressed, but we'd also say the same thing about Detroit, how they played Kansas City in that game.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 2nd down and 4, Jackson buying time to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Gordon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets... The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Single, slot. Hey.
Now Lott. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, 1st down.
First and 10 at the 36.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Mike 52.
Qual. Hey, Alpha.
Mike 52. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Out of the gun, Lott. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing again is Lott. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 32. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore.
Good game, bro. Good game.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog. This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Posse, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin'.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers of reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Hey, tight down. There you go.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The 49er great Patrick Willis in on the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. They run it here with Gordon. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run. Go. Run.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line.
First down, Ravens.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. Jackson from the shotgun, rolling to his right, throwing the out route incomplete. It's Holt, and inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. It's not.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Odell Beckham there to make the grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Hey, box drop. Watch Mike.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Well, he's going to take a shot. And got his man complete. 33 yards that time.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Working from the gun. Rodgers being chased out left. Now he's going to left. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain of 32 that time.
That's another Jets first down.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run on 1st down with Jackson. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
At the 4-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
You better bring. I'm letting you know right now. 80 weapons. Check that.
On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Taking it in from 4 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point try good by Gano. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, CD, we are a quarter way through the season already. I'm curious, if you look at each conference, which division race is most intriguing to you right now?
Well, can we start in the NFC?
You do whatever you want.
Because if so, let's go to the North. Because we thought it would be a tough division coming into the season, because I felt like you could make a case for everyone but Detroit when the season began. Now we're looking at Minnesota. They seem a little uncertain at 2-2. Chicago just lost their quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, for an indefinite amount of time, but that defense is playing awfully well. And Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers. So I think that division now is brutal, and then you've got to throw in Detroit. It's not the same old Lions. Matthew Stafford, he plays with heart, played hurt, and I think that they are improving as time goes on.
How about the AFC?
Well, I think the AFC South. Everyone's 2-2. We thought it would be a tough division. We thought it would be intriguing. And Gardner Minshew's mustache really adds a little extra intrigue to the whole thing. And we saw Marcus Mariota get off the deck and play well last week, too.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Let's go.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Mel Blount, the Hall of Fame corner, in on the stop. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Now it's Jackson escaping the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Third and goal, Jackson flush to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Get him, get him, get him.
Hey, Charlie.
52, 52.
Rodgers now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Holt. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now it's Rodgers. He's got his man Sharp complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
61, matchbox lights.
On the draw, it's Jackson. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Hey, Orbit. Boxes.
On 2nd and 1, Rodgers. That's going to be caught. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Topper! Hey, 88! Go!
They'll try and run forward with Bo. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll try the ground game with Jackson, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. That is caught by Rice. Touchdown, Jets. Jerry Rice in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. You know, the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
At the 26-yard line.
Again, it's Jackson as he'll stay on the ground. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Back one. Inside. Hey, high 7. Plant. Motion.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. That's complete to Sharp. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
52's and Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Liz. Zoom.
On the draw, here's Jackson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Get 300. Get 300. 630. Recon, 132 fighter. Boxing.
On first down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Hey, Haywood.
Rodgers will try again on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Holt. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. Partner, earlier we were talking about the undefeated teams in the league. Let's switch that and look at the teams at the bottom, like Miami, Washington, Denver, etc. Who is there hope for that is off to a really rough start?
And if we're talking about hope, are we talking about this season or are we talking about the future?
Well, let's do in the future.
Okay, in the future, well, Miami's accumulating draft picks at an incredible rate, but they'll have to hit on all of them and make great decisions in free agency. If so, then they definitely have hope for the future. If you're Washington, well, you drafted Dwayne Haskins this past year. Can you build around a rookie quarterback, a young guy, and make this thing work? If you're Denver, you've got to get some things figured out because normally their defense carries them. Arizona, well, of course, Kyler Murray's there in a new system. Will it take root? Will it take hold? Atlanta is the biggest surprise to me in the early going at 1-3. I don't think any of us saw this coming, but they can still climb back into the race if they can get on a little bit of a run.
So Atlanta would be a team, if we're talking this season, you think still might have some hope?
I still believe that in the NFC South. A tough division, but because of familiarity breeding contempt, they won't be as concerned about playing those teams. They know them, they're familiar, and they have Matty Ice, Matt Ryan at quarterback. They can get hot in a hurry.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive. And how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A pretty good-looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
the Jets' 49-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Jackson. And he connects with Ebron. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Now Gordon on first down. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the off.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the night as the Ravens push further out in front. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Back to throw, Rodgers. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Back north. 40. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, we're going to get up.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Holt. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Rodgers to throw. Sharp's got it complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. Here's Rodgers to throw. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw is Rodgers. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Darius Slay with a pick. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Wow, what a disaster. You talk about a guy making a good play on the interception and then just trying to be too cute on the return.
It almost felt like his own gyroscope really got out of whack, didn't it? Going backwards into your own end zone after such a great play. Totally disoriented and gave up 2 points for his team.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you got to...
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer Willie Brown. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Up this magic with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You could see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you
Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Greg Zuerlein now. He'll handle the honors to get us started. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Jackson, option right. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Corey Dillon, the 4-time Pro Bowler. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the give, here comes Peyton. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
2nd and 5 now. Jackson steps away to his left. That's caught by his running back, Dillon. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. That's complete to his running back, Portis. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Forced out to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw is Jackson. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And some space here. There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Melvin Gordon, 68 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. Dillon, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He will find T.O. That's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Dillon. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. On second down now, Dillon. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Here's Jackson on third and long. Buying time to his left. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Patrick Willis able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up fourth down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now Brown. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On the ground, it's Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. He'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This is Melvin Gordon. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. It's caught by OBJ. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Being chased out left. It's caught. Beckham. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And once again, the Browns are back in front. They were able to push him backwards on 1st down, but this time he forces his way in.
I wonder if he went back to the huddle and said, guys, just a little bit more help, and I can get it done on this one. Maybe even overruled the play call from the sideline, just feeling like he had that opportunity, and he wanted to cash it in.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Jackson going to throw again, escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more?
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Breaks the tackle. Now Allen. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A big play there. 75 yards as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And it's now 17-14. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
Before getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Holt. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Steps away to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Champ Bailey. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. 14 seconds, all that's left to this first half as they come up on first down. Now it's Jackson, forced out to his left. He'll have Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go, D, get off the field.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Holt. And he's got this down to the 35. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Ryan Shazier just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Here's Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. He may try and run for this. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. Gordon. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson flushed out right. That's complete. It's Gordon. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Cook. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And an alley to run. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the night, as his guys have now moved out in front. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run with a Hall of Famer, Peyton. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Jackson on 1st down. Dancing to his left. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
And they'll turn the power game to try to get in. Trying to ram his way in, but they're going to hold him back at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll try and run for it here with Portis. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Taking it in from a yard out. And now they have taken a 4th quarter lead. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the 2nd try.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Melvin Gordon, 61 yards. And now they have taken a 4th quarter lead. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kissed it on the ground.
On 2nd and 10, Jackson. That's complete to Sharp. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Now Jackson on first down. Buying time to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Jackson from the shotgun. Flush to his right. He is going to find Hill here. A gain of 39 that time.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
On first down, Dillon. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Corey Dillon with his 2nd touchdown of the night as they have taken the lead.
Well, 2 touchdowns scored. I know his team's happy. His coaches are happy. How about the fantasy owners of this game?
Always happy with 2, but they'd like 3 or 4. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Throwing now is Jackson. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
In a 2-minute drill, we often talk about taking care of the football, but sometimes it's just a matter of who wants it more. How about him going up top on a 50-50 ball and taking it away for a big play?
They'll run on first down. Gordon. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Back to the ground. This time Cook. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Zuerlein now for the PAT. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Jackson to throw. Being chased out left.
Get it out.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Come down. Let's go.
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
Let's go.
And he returns it up.
No, don't quit. Finish the game out. Those are the games I need. Let's go.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in the prison and claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you
Weekend league. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna get something to eat, man. I'll be back.